Hello everyone, welcome to ActiveLab, the Active SGV podcast. Today we are starting a series of special podcast episodes leading up to our annual fundraiser called Noches, and we will be highlighting each of our honorees on these special episodes, and we have one for you today with our outstanding organization of 2024, which is the Trust for Public Land, and I'm here today with Edna Robidas. No? Yeah? Okay. And so you can introduce yourself and then maybe tell us a little bit about Trust for Public Land. But before you get started, just congratulations on winning.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're thrilled. Active SGV is one of our very close partners. We're always honored to work with them. And so it's a real honor to be recognized and to be for something that we enjoy doing so much. So.
Good.
I'm Edna Robidas, project manager with the Trust for Public Land, or TPL. TPL is a national organization that protects land and builds parks for open space. We connect everyone to the benefits and joys of being outdoors. We deliberately focus our work on communities that need parks and open space the most. There's so many benefits from green space and open space, including climate benefits and cooling and water capture, but also community cohesion. When you have open community spaces, there's an increased community cohesion factor there. So it's just such a fundamental human need. And there's a lot of, not every community has the open space that they need or at the size that they need for the number of people that live in their community.
Very important work.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about how long the Trust for Public Land has been working in the San Gabriel Valley specifically?
Yeah, so we have been working in San Gabriel Valley starting in 2018. We partnered with the city of Monte to renovate Zamora Park. It's a 4.5 acre existing park in El Monte. It was lifted up to the city as a priority for renovation by community members with Best Start South El Monte, which is a group organized by First 5 LA. And so we got connected to the effort because of our work developing park spaces, and we've worked with the community to design the renovations to really activate the space, to bring a lot of new uses into the space, like walking paths, new playground, splash pad, over 100 new trees to create cooling and shade in the community. And really all of those improvements are going to really activate the space and bring a lot more users in and create a space that feels a lot safer and is just really bright and vibrant. So we've been working on that since 2018 and there were some delays on the project, including COVID, which affected so many things. Mm-hmm. But that should be through permitting this summer and starting construction soon. So,
amazing.
Yeah, we're really excited.
And so I know the TPL also does a lot of work and amazing greening of schoolyards. And actually we're at a decommissioned school that underwent a huge greening effort, and it's like such a difference. And I think something that maybe I wasn't so privy to before, because it's been many years since I've been in school and I don't have my own kids, but since my nieces started going to school, I think it was something that I became way more aware of. And I was teaching nutrition education in schools, and there was a couple that we went to that were green schoolyards, and it was such a big difference, and I think such an important thing that you guys do. Mm-hmm. So can you please share some of the challenges to renaturalizing campuses that are kind of fully asphalt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess to start off this conversation, I think it's always helpful to define what we mean by a green schoolyard, because everybody has a different picture in mind. But when we talk about green schoolyards, we're talking about really holistic transformations, not just trees, but outdoor classrooms and planting areas and rain gardens, walking nature paths, taking up some of the asphalt as much as you can and putting in planting areas instead. So really like campus transformation. So that's what we mean when we talk about green schoolyards. They can be a strategy to address extreme heat with trees that shade neighborhoods, and provide so many benefits, not just the greening, but academic achievement, benefits, stormwater capture. There's just so many things that go into these projects that make them so cost effective, but like addressing so many issues at the same time. So we like to look at it as like an opportunity rather than a challenge, in that it's such a large land use. Every community has a school in it, and it's in some cities, school districts are the largest landhold owners or holders.
Yeah.
And so there's such an immense opportunity to make really impactful change by transforming these schoolyards. One challenge, I guess, would be to ensure that everyone's brought in. It can be a big effort to shift the way of thinking about schoolyards from the status quo to what they could potentially be. There's a lot of concern about liability, and just anything new is always a big challenge for some people to wrap their heads around.
Especially school districts.
Yeah, so really working with partners and local organizations and community members to highlight the benefits and have these conversations that push this work forward is a really big opportunity for moving these forward.
Yeah, definitely. And how has the Green Schoolyards work evolved over the past 10 years, would you say?
At least for TPL, we have been working in this space nationally because we're a national organization for a really long time. We have programs that are really robust in New York City and Philly and Atlanta, among other locations. We've built over 300 schools throughout the country through those programs and leading in that space. California has been a big nut to crack in terms of its size and just opening up some pilot projects to demonstrate that this can work. And so our team started working with the city of Oakland about 8 years ago to do some pilot projects there, and then move that work forward. And then in LA, we have been working around advocacy a lot, and just that has transitioned into built projects. We just opened our first pilot green schoolyard in Pico Union at Castellanos, and that opened earlier this year. And we are developing, we have another project underway, and then funding for about 5 additional schools in the area, in addition to schools that we're partnering with ActiveSGV in Monte.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And exciting. Now, do students get to participate in maybe design or decision making at all?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge part of how we design green schoolyards and how we advocate that everybody should be designing green schoolyards. The way we think about it is that the users of a space are going to know the best in terms of the highest and best use of their site and how it gets used now and what they want to see there. And so working with students is a huge component of coming up with these designs. Our process looks different depending on the school, because you want to meet students in the school district where they are. But in general, it looks like working with students in classrooms or an after-school program to work through a series of lesson plans that include things like how to read a site plan and how to do a little site map, measuring things and laying things out to see where things could fit. Talking about what is a watershed and what is stormwater capture and what the different components of a green schoolyard could be. And then at the end of the whole process, there's 2 concept plans that get presented to the whole school to vote between to determine the final design that then moves forward.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so looking forward, what projects are you most excited for?
So we're really excited about expanding our green schoolyard projects in the county. We have 6 upcoming schools with LAUSD, as well as 3 projects that we're working on in partnership with ActiveSGV and El Monte City School District. Those all were recently awarded funding through CAL FIRE Green Schoolyards program. We're also really excited about the Norwood Elementary Greening Project, which is also a partnership with ActiveSGV and El Monte City School District. It's going to take an existing decommissioned school and turn it into a public park, similar to to Just Seymour Family Center. That was recently awarded funding through the LA County Stormwater or LA County Safe Clean Water Program,
Okay.
or Measure W.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. That should be moving forward soon. And then Zamora, we're really excited that that's going to be starting construction soon.
We're really excited as well for all those. Okay, so if a parent or guardian is listening or watching and interested in bringing the green schoolyards to their child's campus, where could they start, or like, what do you think is the best plan of action?
So the first thing is really parents talking to other parents and getting a real coalition together of the community. So that's really the first step of any project, is having enough people that are really interested in pushing it forward and getting everybody together on it. And then from there, really start talking to the principal or teachers at that school to get support and identify like key partners to work on it with. Having passionate and dedicated teachers and administrators and principal is really a key to getting these projects off the ground. And then from there, school districts can apply for funding or reach out to local nonprofits or community organizations like Active SGV or TPL to figure out the next path forward, and also like getting school board support and all that. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, my sister, she's a part of the green team that the parents have formed at the school that my nieces go to.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
they're trying to do this as well.
Yeah, and then I just also to mention, there are some online resources as well. TPL has a New York City Playgrounds Program .org website that has a lot of resources, and then also Green Schoolyards America has some resources as well. So definitely look online as well.
Yeah, and if you've never seen a green schoolyard, I think like seeing one and being in one, it's just, you really get inspired and be like, why don't they all look like this? Like, it's so much nicer and cooler and just all around, multi-benefit. Okay, so how can the public support TPL's work in the SGV?
So really by supporting local organizations like Active SGV, they're doing amazing work throughout the region, organizing community and finding ways to make transformative projects happen. But you all have a direct line of communication with communities, and so you can let people know about projects that are coming up or ways that you can support. And so that's one of our biggest recommendations is staying engaged and staying aware of what's happening, because there's always like calls for efforts that are coming up or projects that are happening, ways that you can support by like calling your legislators or advocating for projects or funding in different ways. So really just staying engaged and staying organized is a really key way to support these projects.
Yes, and I will add that like, even if you don't have a child that's in school, I know I was like oblivious, but it's not just for that, it's for the whole community at large with the stormwater capture as well as like the greening effect for your community. So it's important.
Yeah, they have ripple benefits.
Ripple benefits, exactly. Well, anything else you'd like to share? Where can people find Trust for Public Land online? Yeah,
we're on social media and we have a website. You can learn about a lot of our projects on our website, including their projects that are happening in El Monte and the San Gabriel Valley. So that's a really great place to start. Nothing else that I can think of other than that we're so honored and we love working with Active SGV. These are some of our really exciting projects that are going on, and so we're just excited that we can continue.
Yes, and I'm really happy for this collaboration and can't wait to continue doing amazing work together. Yeah. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit, and on our podcast we do a little segment called Office Talk, and it's usually just like a fun little question. And today, since we have you and you are from the SGV, or you live in the SGV, we just want to ask like what your favorite spot in the SGV is.
Yeah, so I live in Altadena, and one of my favorite things to do is go for walks in the neighborhood. It's almost like urban walks because
Yeah.
it's on a hill, so I can just walk out my front door and have a little hike without getting too dirty.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I really love doing that and finding a new spot, a new path each time to explore.
Very cool. Yeah, you don't even have to get in your car to go on a hike, which is great. Well, thank you so much. If you'd like to see our honorees at our big fundraiser, Noches is going to happen September 12th. And if you are interested in buying a ticket, it really helps to support and continue the work that we're doing. And all the info will be in the description box. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe, and follow us on ActiveSGV on all social media platforms. And keep listening. Thank you.
Thank you.